Hey y'all, we're going to start some hand building, and the first thing we're going to do is a pinch bowl. So I want you to grab, a handful of clay that again fits in your palm but just a little bit more, like your palm and your fingers. It doesn't matter if it's wedged, it can be some of that reconstituted clay. Just grab it straight out of the bag. And remember, after you get some clay out of the bag, just go in and wrap it up. Well, hello. Go in and just wrap it up so that it doesn't go dry on you. Alright, I want you to pat it into a ball, just like that. Kind of roll it around a little bit. Alright. Now how we're going to do this is we're going to go nice and slow. We don't want to go too fast because I don't want these to get too thin. I want them to be made a little thicker. Alright. So this process, just take your time. Alright, just take your time. What you're going to do is you're going to, I would do 3 of these. With 3 of these you can do a multitude of different things. You can carve into them, you can add slip, you can add all these different surface decorations that we have there in the studio that Alma can show you about. To begin, what you're going to do is hold it in your not as dominant hand, so my left hand. You're going to take the tip of your thumb, you're going to push right down the middle, create a little dimple there. Okay. Then after you make that dimple, you're going to rest your thumb back in there and you're going to spiral down. You're going to burrow down with your thumb, spiraling down, and then you're going to apply counter pressure with your fingers on the outside. Right? So you're going to rotate it, and that's what's going to create that spiraling motion. Okay. Not too much pressure, alright? All I want you to do is just learn to spiral it down to about a ½ inch of thickness, all the way down to the middle bottom. And whenever you get to the bottom, you're going to have a little bit of a point. And with that point, what you're going to do is you're just going to use both hands and push that point towards the center and drop both thumbs in there, just like that. Okay, you can see how thick it is. This would be like a a mortar and pestle situation to grind spices or something, a little bit thinner. Then, after you open it up like this, it should still have a similar kind of hemispherical shape as whenever you first started opening it from that sphere. So from a sphere to hemisphere. That's essentially how we're going to do these T-bowls, these pinch bowls. Then what I want you to do is go back up to the rim where it's nice and thick. And you're not going to pinch down in a spiral, you're just going to pinch all the way around concentrically. So you're going to do the top section and you're going to pinch it down, adding a little more pressure to get it a little thinner. Then you're going to drop below that and you're going to do the section under it. And you're going to do it in a series of stratas. So from the top rim to just below the rim to the middle to the bottom. Okay, so pinch. You can see I pinched in with my thumb on the inside, and then I created a counter pinch with my fingers on the outside. And you can see how much thinner it got just on the rim. Okay. Then I'm going to go next to that. I'm going to pinch it the same amount. I'm going to go all the way around full circle. Until I get to the other side. You can see the patterns in there, right, from the indentation of my thumb and the patterns of the indentation on the outside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thumb, I'm going to drop down in that section below, right here. I'm going to do the same thing underneath. Pinch, rotating it around full circle. So I'm kind of holding the clay with my thumb and my fingers with my right hand, but they're mostly doing the pinching, and my left hand is rotating. Then I'm going to go down the section below that. I'm going to pinch the same amount of pressure all the way around. What this is going to teach you is it's going to teach you consistency, learning consistency in the clay wall. Consistency in the clay wall for a hand-built project is really, really important. It's important throughout all ceramic projects, but especially hand-built. All right. Then what I'm going to do is right in the middle there on the bottom, it's going to be kind of hard for some of us to pinch because our fingers might be long enough. So what we'll do is we'll drop, again, both thumbs in there. We're going to pinch down with the thumbs on the inside and our fingers on the outside pushing upward. And we're going to do that, and we're going to rotate it with both hands, full circle. all the way around. Okay, so you can see it's really opening up into a bowl shape. All right. If we go too fast, it will flare out and it will collapse on you. So you really need to take your time on these. All right, don't go too quick. If it does flop on you, just fold it up. You can put it in the bag of clay and get a new ball of clay and just start on a new one. Okay. And now what I want you to do is I want you to go back up and do the same thing again. And this time you're just going to pinch a little thinner. All right, just focus on the rim. If the rim cracks a little bit, it's just superficial cracking that a little bit of water will clean up. All right, you can see I went all the way around full circle. Then I'm going to drop down, I'm going to do the same thing. And it's going to expand out like a bowl. Okay, so it's keeping that bowl shape. I'm going to drop down, I'm going to do it again with just my right thumb on the inside, my fingers on the outside, and it's expanding out like a bowl. Okay, do that. And then I'm going to drop my thumbs in there. I'm going to push down just a little bit on the inside with my thumbs. Try not to distort the shape too much and don't collapse the rim. I'm going to put my fingers on the outside, on the underside. Okay, just like that. Okay. We'll start to get a pinch bowl shape. Now, you might ask yourself, it's really thick down on the bottom, which it is. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to flip it over. Rest your fingers on the inside. Do 2 long fingers on the inside. And grab your thumb on the outside and start pushing that out. Pushing up with your fingers on the inside, pushing down with your thumb. Take that excess clay and build it up. Try to keep it centralized with the rim, and you got yourself a rudimentary foot. Okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to just take all the ridges that seem thick, that are not as thin as some of the areas that you've pinched, like you'll have some ridges. I want you to go in very softly and pinch those ridges thin. From the top, on the inner part of the rim, all the way down to where that foot is on the bottom. And what the next video will be is going to be carving these 3 T-bowls that you're going to make. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this set up, and I'll get another video out there for you on how to carve away some of this excess clay. But for now, this is just a forming and modeling technique, okay, just to keep that bowl shape. We can't start carving it now or it will collapse, right? We need some of that weight of that bowl. We're going to sit it on that foot. We're just going to let it sit up. And then we're going to come in with some tools and we're going to carve them down. Then you'll have yourself a little tea bowl, right? A little pinch bowl that you'll be able to drink out of. Now, like I said, with the rim, just take some water right on the rim, and that will smooth out any of those superficial cracks. Again, those are not cracks that are going to cause any kind of destructive issues, meaning that it won't break it down. It won't crack all the way down towards the center. Okay, it needs to set up. If I start playing with it or moving it around anymore, it's going to collapse on me. So all this kind of bulky rudimentary look right here, that's going to be carved away once it sets up. Okay, all I want to do is just keep it standing on that foot that I've created, keep that bowl shape, make sure it doesn't collapse on me, and then let it set up for about 20 minutes, and then from there we'll start carving them down. Okay, so this will be pinching a bowl part 1, and then we'll have a part 2 on the carving process. Okay.